your shame, you know you wear it inside. Run away with all your lies, run away in your disguise, you know you don't fool me. You blame me for your boredom, you blame me for your pain.
Well, hello and welcome again to another episode of Paul Mash TV. I'm Paul Mash, of course, and the feedback is getting better and better over time, and we appreciate that. And if you haven't had a chance to contact us yet, there are several ways you could do it. You can email us, that's capital P, lowercase MASHTV, all one word, at gmail.com, and you're always going to get a response. And so hope to hear from you then. We can also go to Facebook at facebook.com/PaulMashTV, and feel free to like the page and join in on the conversations, and inbox me, and I'll be happy to inbox you back. And also you can go to instagram.com/PaulMashTVOfficial, and be sure to follow me there. And also be sure to subscribe on YouTube if you're watching right now. There's a subscribe button right there. You'll keep up with all the latest episodes whenever they become available. And if you missed any of that stuff, don't worry about it. We have a closing credit screen at the end of the show. It'll highlight everything there, and so stay tuned for that. Coming up right now on the interview, we have from Warren, Ohio, we have Ferrell Nottingham, a very talented musician, just like all the other musicians we've had here on Paul Mash TV. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it, and we'll get to that in just a second. But first, this commercial message from Click Jam. Don't go away. Well, hello, everybody, and thanks again for joining us on the interview section of our show. And with us from Warren, Ohio, we have Ferrell Nottingham. Thanks for joining us, Ferrell.
Thank you, Paul. It's good to be here.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you. I guess the first question I like to ask everybody is, everybody has their own story, and that's one reason why I ask it a lot. Why don't you ask me, tell me what it is about how you first began as a musician. I mean, I'm sure that you have an interesting story behind that.
Yeah, actually, Paul, I grew up in a musical family. My father and my grandfather before him and a lot of their family were musicians. So we always sat around the house and played and sang and went to church and sang gospel music. And I watched them play as a child. I watched them play. And I always enjoyed it so much. At about 8 or 9 years old, I really took an interest in playing music. And my dad and mom actually pushed me and said, hey, we support you with this. If you can learn, we want you to learn, and we'll do whatever we have to do to help you out with that. And I'm blessed with that.
Oh, okay. Well, how about as far as influences goes? Do you have any influences that stand out in your mind?
There's several influences. With the music I'm doing nowadays, I kind of stick to country, bluegrass, and gospel music. My country interests really are, and influences are probably George Strait and Alan Jackson, if I were to mention some that are fairly newer. I write music basically from my own heart, from my life experiences, my family, and family morals and things like that. So that's where I come from with that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you got a lot of different influences there. You know, like you said, the whole the classic stuff like George Jones and Conway, sure. Stuff like that.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and I'd like to expound on that just for a second. I had a band for several years, actually 28 years, and it was Stony River Band. With that band, we got to meet Conway Twitty and ended up opening for him every time he came to the state of Ohio. Our band opened for him. And what an excellent man he was, an excellent person. If you got to meet him backstage, he was just a wonderful person, down to earth. Johnny Cash and June Carter, the Carter family was just fabulous to us. They'd spread a dinner out back in the backstage and demand that we eat with them, and then demand that we sit down and pick some with them. And that was quite an experience for me. And then Charlie Daniels, I got to meet the great Charlie Daniels, and he used to be quite a guy back in the day, and then he became a born-again Christian and changed his ways, and what an excellent, wonderful person he is. But getting back to that, those are some of the influences I had. When you meet someone backstage versus on stage, you get to know them better, get to know where they came from, and it actually does help you to develop character. When you see someone that basically rich and famous, and they're like you and I. They like to sit down and talk and pick and invite you to dinner and stuff. And that, to me, was quite an influence on my life. So,
well, that's good. That was probably an exciting experience for you, meeting people like Conway Twitty, and
yes, really was.
Well, as far as your albums goes, have you ever had any albums? Would you like to do albums? Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
I've actually had 3 albums. One was all bluegrass music. One was all gospel music, my original music. And then my latest album, which I did here the same as I did the other 2 albums at my own studio. However, I wasn't happy about the quality with this last one. I feel like the good Lord gave me these songs since 2017. I started writing these. December 2017, finished recording by August 2018. And we did 12 songs on this latest album. And I sent it off to my friend Jerry Peters down in Nashville, MIDI Magic Studios. And what a great person to work with. And so he took my composition, put it all together, and I went down and sang the vocals in there. And that album now, finished up, all the songs are going pretty good for me. And I thank the good Lord for that, because that's where my inspiration comes from to begin with. But I do want to say this, that album, I'm old school. And those albums seem to go better digitally nowadays than they did when you used to order a lot of albums and sell them straight out. But again, at the same time, that album is called Keeping It Country. It consists of 12 of my own original songs. Some of those are comical. They're all country songs, but some are comical, some are gospel, and so forth. But I've really enjoyed doing that album, and people have just been so supportive with all this that we're happy what's going on. So,
well, that's good. You should have all the support you need, you know. So,
yeah.
Well, we're getting ready to play a song from you in just a couple minutes here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and if there's a story behind it, we'd love to hear about it.
And which one was you going to play? You're going to play the go climb in the shower thing?
I guess so.
Or do you want me to play one on here? Would that be better?
Well, we're going to be playing a music video, and
okay. My music video is on YouTube. Those the ones you've taken from there, if you've got them from there. Anybody goes to my YouTube channel, they'll find my 12 songs from the latest album. And like I said, Keeping It Country is the title of that album. But all those videos on there, my daughter called me one day and she said, "Dad, I heard you got your songs finished and got them back from Nashville. Got everything, went to Nashville, got them all done." I said, "Yes, I did. Could you send me a couple of them via email?" So I said, "Okay, yeah, you haven't heard the finished product yet. Sure." So I sent them to her, and 2 days later, she sent back the finished songs in MP4 with videos. And I actually sat and cried, because she felt, in putting these slide videos together, she felt the same thing I was feeling when I wrote the song. And that's an awesome thing when you think about it, Paul. You know, that kind of love has no distance. It doesn't know a distance, you know. So,
Exactly.
but it really made me feel good that she had thought enough of me to try to do a video and say, Dad, what you think of this? And so we collaborated together, and she did all 12 of those songs for me, and that was beautiful. Since then, I've come up with a couple more new songs, and she put videos to those. So they haven't really been released yet. There's been a couple samples out on YouTube of a couple of the songs, but other than that, we're going to finish those up and get them released. And I would like to say this too, Paul. I have a couple good friends in music, and you may even know them. One is Nay Howard. She's from the label.
That's actually
Yep, a great girl. I love her. But she has a song that she wrote, and I read the lyrics to it and said and cried. It's a beautiful song. Ferrell, can you help me with this? Maybe put this together and sing it for me. So my daughter and I are collaborating together with Nay. We're going to get, yes, we're going to get, yes, we're going to get that song out for her and see what we can do for her. And I think that'll be a great thing. But it's friends helping friends, musicians helping musicians, and that kind of thing. That's what we do, you know, so just like yourself. So.
Okay, well, we're going to play that song in just a moment, but we just wanted to thank you again, Ferrell, for coming on the show. Sometimes we have people come back, so if you ever want to come back sometime, we'd love to have you.
Well, thank you so much, Paul, and I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I enjoyed meeting you face-to-face, finally, so to speak.
Yeah, so to speak, face-to-face, but yeah.
All right, Paul.
So anyway, we're going to go right to that song, and I guess you're right. I just checked. It was "Don't Climb in the Bathtub." I think is the song you.
Go climb in the shower. Yes.
Oh. Well,
it's same difference, right?
You know. So anyway, we're going to play that for you right now. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back.
All right.
I woke up this morning feeling sorry for myself, feeling unaccomplished, kind of placed upon a shelf. So I turned to my loving wife, and she said with a smile, your day will get much better in just a little while. Go climb in the shower, wash off that attitude. It's gonna be a good day, that I can promise you. If it came for better or for worse, the day I said I do, go climb in the shower and wash off that attitude. Always been a good wife, helps me in every way, ready to bring me back on track if I should go astray. She loves me in her special way, with love big as the sky, and that rolling pin reminds me to heed to her reply. So I climbed in the shower, wash off that attitude. It's gonna be a good day, that I can promise you. If it came for better or for worse, the day I said I do, I climb in the shower and wash off that attitude. If it came for better or for worse, the day we said I do. So I climb in the shower, wash off that attitude, my attitude. That's the way we do it, baby.